Welcome to Benefits Chalk Talk. Today we're here to help you become a wise benefit consumer. We're going to talk today about the differences between generic and brand name prescription drugs and how you can incorporate generics into your treatments. First thing, we have a little question for you. What works like a brand name, has the same ingredients, but costs less? That's right, generic drugs. And more people are realizing that. Currently, 74% of all prescriptions that are written are generic drugs. That has led to a lot of questions from consumers. First question is, what exactly is a generic drug? The best way to illustrate this is, it's a copy. It is a copy of its name brand equivalent. A generic drug has the same quality, same active ingredients, same intended use, effects, safety, FDA approval process, and strength as its brand name equivalents. Now, if that's the case, then why are generic drugs so inexpensive? I'm going to illustrate this by talking to you a little bit about the process to make drugs. Company A, let's call it, decides they want to make a drug. They have to put that drug through the research and development process. That R&D process takes a lot of time and it costs a lot of money, somewhere between 7 years and $500 to $800 million to get a drug through the R&D process. Once that's done, drug company A receives a patent which allows it to go out and market that, where they have to spend more money to get that drug out to the marketplace. Think about it like this. When was the last time you watched TV without seeing a prescription drug company's advertisement? Well, eventually, that patent and the exclusive rights to that drug run out. It expires. That's where drug companies B, C, and D, let's call them, come into play. They apply to then make and sell those drugs to the consumer marketplace. And that costs them a lot less money. There's no R&D. There's no spending money on that process or getting it to market. All they have to do is produce and sell the drug. So that's where the WIFM, or the what's in it for me, comes into place. Because they don't spend that money on that process, the R&D process, they're able to send all of the savings over to you, the consumer. And the way that that works is when you go to buy a prescription drug, you have a copay. And you will notice, pending your plan, that the copay for generics is typically a lot less. So what does that mean for you at the end of the day? That means you have more money in your pocket and you are now a happy, smart benefit consumer. So now that you understand what a generic is and how it's made and why it's less expensive, what is the next step? How do you make the switch to generics? First thing you're going to do is you're going to go talk to your doctor and you're going to ask them some questions. One of these questions might be, is there a generic version of my prescriptions? The chances are there is a generic version. Are they right for me? There might be some cases where it's not, so that's why it's important that you ask. Can I substitute my brand name drug with generics? Are there any risks of side effects or reactions? And are there any special directions I should know about? One of these might be that generics are going to be a different shape and color from the name brands as part of the approval process to make and sell a generic drug. So let's do this. Let's recap what we've talked about today. First things first. What is a generic compared to a brand name? It is the same. Same ingredients, same safety, same FDA approval process. It is a copy of the brand name drug. Number two is it saves you and I money when we go get a prescription drugs through the form of a copay that is greatly reduced. And 3, which is the most important process before you use generics, go ahead and consult with your doctor to find out if generics are right for you. Ask them the questions we talked about today, do a little research, and find out if it's something you can do to save money as you're buying prescription drugs. Thank you for attending Benefits Chalk Talk. If you have any more questions about your benefits, follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/touchpoints.